All right, we are live. Looks like we got one person logged in there. Let me get over here so I can see comments, hopefully. Give me a second. Go. All right, I think we're ready to go now. Who's there? Average Fisherman. Hey, how's it going? Maddox. Hey, how are you doing? Rob, good to see ya. Dave, hola, huh? That's what I'll be saying all next week. I'll be in the Dominican Republic next week, so hola, buen dia, buenos dias. That'll be my talk next week for sure. That's about the extent of my Spanish, though. All right, Nathan, hey, how are you? Landon, how are you doing? Good to see you guys. Glad everybody can make it. Who's that? The Big Boy 2877. Hello. Rachel McVeigh, howdy, how are you? And Maddox says you've been waiting all day at school, huh? Well, hey, thanks for joining. Glad you made it. Carissa, hey there. And LLJ, hello to you. All right. What are we going to talk about this evening? It's a little chilly here in southwest Missouri. We got winter coming on. Hey, Francine. And let's see, it's probably, I don't know, 45 degrees. Samuel, good to see you. Glad you made it. And we've been having nights down in the mid-30s. Had a good hard frost today. When I got up this morning, boy, it was just in the shadows. It was kind of frozen. There was some ice. But everywhere else, it was just frost. So, Maddox Trigg, you said talk about rabbits, huh? What do you want to know about rabbits? I've got a doe that's due next week, and of course, I'll be out of the country. Sorry, I got to adjust my hat. It's a little bit, it's not really the appropriate hat for this weather, but my head gets pretty cold, and it was one that was easy to grab, so. All right, we'll see. I got a rabbit due next week. Of course, I'll be out of the country, so my wife is going to be taking care of the litter. I think it's her first time ever, but I'm sure she'll do fine. It's pretty easy. It's not too hard. Who else we got here? Samuel. Just got new rabbits. Samuel, congratulations. Hope they're doing well. Connor, hey, how are you doing? It's a good Irish name, Connor O'Leary. Good Irish name. I'm actually Irish, primarily. I've never been to Ireland, but my heritage is Irish. My last name is Carnes, if you guys didn't know that. Carnes is an Irish name. My mother's maiden name is Ardrey, and Ardrey is an Irish name, so we are mostly Irish. Let's see what else we got here. Maddox Trigg, do more rabbit breed videos. You want to see more videos of rabbits breeding? Well, I can do that. I'll be doing some more breeding here sometime soon. Not sure what topics to cover with that, but heck, if you just want to see videos with rabbits breeding, I can do that for sure. We'll see. I'll come up with something, I'm sure. I love games. How are you doing? Good to see you here. Two Creeks Farm, you enjoyed the videos? Well, thank you so much. I'm glad you found them helpful and enjoyed watching them. Thank you for watching. I appreciate that. Outdoor Trapper, hey, how are you doing? It's looks like a deer in your profile. Hopefully, I'll see some deer this weekend. It is opening day of deer season on Saturday, so I'll be out there hunting, and then Sunday, got to head out on a plane to the Dominican Republic, be gone for a week, which reminds me, may or may not have a live video next week. I'm going to do my best to get it shot from Santiago, Dominican Republic, but we'll just have to see. I'm there for work, so it may be tricky to get that done. Who else we got in here? Sean, General Lee, I Love Games says, have you read your YouTube messages? I sent you a message that was urgent. I don't know. I don't know if I'm getting a bad connection. If this is getting choppy, sorry about that, guys. I'm getting a bad connection here, but I don't remember an urgent message, but if you want to ask it in here, I'll do my best to get it answered for you. The Road to Someday. Hello, first time I've been able to make it to your live show. Well, hey, thanks for coming to the live show. Maddox Trigg, yes, I do have Facebook. Have a Facebook group. Just look up Slightly Rednecked Facebook group. You should be able to find it. What does my dog have? Max. Hang on a second, guys. I gotta holler at the dog. Hey, leave it. Leave it. All right. Hopefully he listens. Yes, look up the Facebook group, the Slightly Rednecked Facebook group. I don't think he's listening, but oh well. My last name, does it start with a K or a C? It starts with a C. Carnes, C-A-R-N-E-S. All right, how do you tell the female rabbit from the male? Well, I assume you're talking about, hang on a second, I gotta take that away from the dog, he's gonna drive me crazy. Hey, leave it. Sorry about that. He found a grape plunge. Never even heard of that before. Don't know where that came from, but oh well. Go on. Okay, back to the question. How do you tell a female rabbit from the male? Okay, if you are talking about males or rabbits that are at sexual maturity, it's pretty easy. Males have testicles, females don't. So it's pretty simple. If you're talking about babies, check out my video. I've got one on how to tell the gender of baby rabbits. I don't remember exactly the title of that, but there is a video I've got on that shows that. It's really not that complex, but it's hard for me to explain. It's much easier if you see it. So if you just look through my videos, you should be able to find that. If you can remember to come back after the live broadcast is over and comment below, I will look that video up for you and I'll post a link to it. But the chat does not stay on the live broadcast once it posts, so I won't be able to go back through the chat and find this question and get it answered for you. So sorry, can't do better than that in the live broadcast. I don't have any babies to go dig out and show you right now, or I would do that. All right. Sean, you finally get to watch the show. You keep missing it. Well, hey, thanks for joining. I'm glad you made it here. Outdoor Trapper says, youth season starts tomorrow for us, so I know where I'll be. Well, hey, good luck. Hope you get one. I get, of course, my client had to make a visit in the middle of deer season, and, oh, hang on, my wife's texting me. Let me text her back real quick. Okay, so yeah, the client had to make a visit in the middle of deer season, so I've got to hunt one day and then travel to the Dominican Republic for a week, but I get the next weekend, so hopefully I'll get one. Sean says, you're the one I got the idea of having the quail. I have silvers, browns, tuxedos, Tibetans, and Texas A&Ms. Wow, that's quite a selection there. Congratulations on your quail. Hope they are doing well. Oh, your broken rabbit toe question. I love games. Yeah, I remember that question now. I did respond to it. I don't know that that's... you had a rabbit that had a broken toe, and you showed me some video of that. I remember that now. I don't know that it's a big issue. I don't think I'd worry about it if the rabbit doesn't seem to be suffering, and it looked like it was getting along just fine. So I think it's probably just nothing to worry about. That's my opinion, though. If it looks like it's suffering or having problems, then you might have to get it taken care of, and I'm not really sure the best way to do that. Take it to a vet maybe, but that's going to probably be kind of expensive. Again, like I said, it didn't look like it was really bothering the rabbit too much. The rabbit looked like it was getting along just fine to me. All right, Michelle, you're real late. Do you mean by real late to the video, or you mean real late you're leaving the video? I'm not sure which one it is, but you're not real late to the video. We've only been going for about 8 minutes here. Haven't really gotten into much. I've just been kind of babbling a little bit. Welcome, and I'm glad you made it. If you're leaving, well, thanks for stopping by, and hopefully we get to spend a little bit more time next time. All right, hi from the UK, 1 a.m. here. Need to go to bed now. Sorry, see you next time. Hey, not a problem. Thanks for joining at 1 a.m. At 1 a.m., I'm going to be in bed. I'm not going to be on YouTube. So, sorry I can't do these at a time that works out for everybody. I just, I work a full-time job. I have a life outside of YouTube, of course. So, I just have to do it when I can and try to make it as accessible as I can to most people. But hey, thanks again for stopping by. All right, Maddox says, when should I put a nesting box in my rabbit cage for my mini Rex doe? She is due for babies on November 16th. I do it about 4 days before she has her babies. What you might want to do is take a handful of straw, and about a week beforehand, go in and throw a handful of straw in the cage. And when she starts picking it up and running around with it in her mouth, if she does that any sooner than 4 days before, then go ahead and put the nest box in. Otherwise, about 4 days before is about right. 31 right now. Sean, I'm not sure what that means. Is that temperature, 31 degrees? It's not that cold here. It's like 50, 54 maybe. All right. Oh no. Joe says your Flemish giant broke his neck. That's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that. All right. The average fisherman says when it gets really cold, what if any protective measures can you take to help baby kits stay warm? You really don't need to do anything for the most part. The mother's going to pull all that fur. As long as you have a nest box, stuff it with straw. It's out of the wind. the mother's going to take, pull fur and cover those babies with the fur. They're going to stay plenty warm in there. I've never had a problem, and it depends on where you live as to how cold it gets. But around here, talking Fahrenheit, because I'm in the U.S., of course. Sorry, I'm knocking my hat on the back of my jacket. Talking Fahrenheit, it gets down to, below 0, and I've never had a problem with baby kits staying warm. So you really don't have to worry too much about it. All right, Sean says, I got my buck in Nevada. Oh, hey, Valerie. Or is it Valerie? I think it's Valerie. Okay, Sean says, I got my buck in Nevada about a week ago. It was my first hunt, and I got 5 by 6, 29. Oh, 5 by 6, 29-inch spread. Nice. Your first hunt ever. Well, congratulations. You're going to be hooked now. And if you didn't know about it, I'm sure you can contest to it now. Buck fever is a real thing. Be calm as can be, but as soon as that deer is in your sights, it's just like, and it never goes away. It's always like that. It doesn't matter how many of them you've got. Do you use a rifle or a bow to hunt? If you use a rifle, what kind is it or what caliber? Okay, I hunt with a rifle. I'm not a bow hunter. I've never really practiced with a bow much and gotten very good at it. I've been thinking about picking it up, but haven't done it yet. So I use a rifle. And I use a Weatherby Vanguard 30-06. Pretty nice rifle, actually. I've got a Leupold scope on it. Nice scope. And I can hit a 4-inch plate out at about 300 yards, 9 out of 10 shots, just every shot. So I've got that thing dialed in pretty good. I have yet to be able to shoot a deer from 300 yards, but it's on my bucket list. I really want to do that. All right, can goat manure go straight on the garden? This is Platina, and I'm missing a few comments in here. Sean, you have 31 quail. Okay, 31 is in quail. Great. Well, that's quite a few quail. I've got 40 some odd grow outs plus, I don't even know how many I have in the other cages right now. My grow out pen's got 41 in it. Let's see, my silver pen, I think that's got about 15 or 20. And then my other pen's got right around 20, maybe right around 20. So I don't know how many quail I've got. Quite a few. All right, so what else we got here? Can rabbit manure go... Oh, Loner says hi. How are you doing? Can rabbit manure go straight on the garden? Yes. This is Platini asking this question. Yeah, rabbit manure, goat manure, llama, I think, and alpaca manure, I believe. There may be a few more, but those are considered cold manures. They're not like chicken manure, horse manure, cow manure, any of those. Those are hot manures. Those need to be composted before you put them on your garden, or they could burn your garden. With too much nitrogen is basically what it means by burn your garden. It will make your plants look like they've been burned. But goat manure, rabbit manure, those are cold manures. You can throw them straight on your plants. You don't have to worry about it burning your plants. It's great fertilizer, and you don't have to compost it first. All right, Maddox says you live in Jackson, Mississippi. It's 7:10 here. Well, it's 7:10 here as well. This is Southwest Missouri. Let's see, I've been to Mississippi, but I don't think I've been to Jackson, Mississippi. All right, Valerie wants to know what I hunt. Well, this weekend I'm going to be hunting deer. I also hunt squirrel. I don't really hunt rabbit anymore because I raise rabbits, but I don't know, rabbit hunting's kind of fun. I used to do it every once in a while. I hunt squirrel occasionally. Turkey hunt. That's primarily what I hunt. All right. This is Michelle saying, did you get that light on top of the cage you were working on completed? If so, where can it be bought? Not yet. I'm working with some manufacturers to try to get it built. Hopefully I'll have that for you guys sometime soon, but it may be a couple of months out. Just having a difficult time getting somebody to make one of the quality that I want. So as soon as I can get that, I will make sure I let everybody know. All right. I Love Game says, have you ever tried rabbit hunting? I've used a Gamo pellet rifle that goes 1,300 feet per second. Yes, I used to rabbit hunt quite a bit. I use a 12-gauge shotgun when I rabbit hunt. More text, but that one can wait. I just need to clear it off so it doesn't keep disturbing me. All right, so question. This is the road to someday. Question, would selling live rabbits to meat processing places be possible? I don't have the time or money to get set up to butcher to sell legally. Yeah, it's a possibility. What you may be able to do is to find a butcher. You probably won't be able to sell it to the meat processing plant. What you can do, though, is have the meat processing plant do the meat processing for you. They'll probably charge you a little bit for that, and then you can sell the meat from that. I don't know the exact process on that, but it can be done. What you may be better off doing is just selling the live rabbit to friends or selling the live rabbit to people and then butchering it as a favor for them. It's not illegal to butcher it as a favor. It's just illegal to sell it already butchered. Once you've sold it to them alive, well, then they can do whatever they want with it. They can give it right back to you to butcher if they want to. That's fine. So that's kind of a little bit of a loophole you can get around that law. All right, no school tomorrow, so I'll be hunting quail and cottontail. Well, good luck with that. Hope it goes well. I Love Games wants to know, when you hunt squirrel, do you eat it? Is it good? Yeah, I don't hunt anything I don't eat. I don't really, for the most part, I don't kill things I don't eat. Now, of course, I kill bugs every once in a while. Sometimes you have a predator problem, you have to kill something. But for the most part, I don't kill things just for killing them. I hunt to eat. And I do eat squirrel. And yes, squirrel is very good. It's very similar to rabbit. It's very similar to chicken. It's very similar to all those. It's a little bit of a darker meat and a little bit sweet, kind of a, believe it or not, a little bit of a nutty kind of flavor to it. Pretty good. I like it a lot. Outdoor Trapper wants me to do a video of turkey hunting. Well, if I can find a good turkey hunting spot, I've been struggling with finding a good spot for the past couple of years. But if I find a good spot, then I will definitely do a turkey hunting video. I'm going to try to do a deer hunting video this weekend, but it's incredibly hard when you're sitting up in a tree stand all by yourself to run a camera and hunt at the same time and get all that on film, because I can't just leave the, oh, Isabel's here. Hey, how are you? I can't just leave the camera running all the time. And whenever that deer comes out, like I talked about last week, it's like deer just kind of magically appear in front of you, and all of a sudden they're there, and you can't really move around a lot. So getting the camera all turned on, sometimes you just don't have the time. But if I can get it done, I will shoot that this weekend for you guys. A wild rabbit from my window with a metal BB rifle illegally. I think because it was on my yard, I decided to shoot it. This is Valerie saying that. Well, let's see. Not sure what to say to that. But, you know, it happens. Don't stress too much about it. You're older now. You know the difference. I would say, again, there's no reason to kill a rabbit for no reason at all. If you plan on eating it, if you're hunting it, that's a different story whatsoever. But, hey, I'm not going to hold that against you. I'm not going to judge you too much. Once my son came in, I may have told this story last week. I told it recently to somebody. My son, when he was younger, he had a slingshot. When he came in the house, and he was just in tears crying. He must have been 8 years old, maybe. Calm down, Max. Dog's getting wound up. He comes in the house crying. I said, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" "I shot a robin with my slingshot, and I killed it. I didn't mean to." And my first thought was, "Wow, what a shot!" I mean, with a slingshot. But yeah, he never did that again. Don't feel too bad about it. You'll be fine. All right. Got to go see you next week, hopefully. Well, Sean, hopefully you get to join in next week. Hopefully I get to do a video next week. Thanks for stopping by, and have a good evening. Let's see, I Love Games. Again, when you used to hunt rabbits, did you sit on your porch with a cigarette and a beer by your side, or did you actually go to a specific hunting spot? No. First of all, you never take a beer hunting. Beer, alcohol, firearms do not mix. That's where accidents occur, and not a good idea. Wait till after you're done, then you can have your beer. Don't do it while you're hunting. No, I went to a specific hunting spot when I was young. My grandfather was still alive. He had he had rabbit dogs, beagles, and we would take them out and have them run the rabbits for us and hunt that way. But I've done plenty of hunting where it's just me walking the woods and stirring up a rabbit and then hunting that way. But no, to me, sitting on your back porch is not really hunting. Besides that, I live in town, so... Max, leave it. You're not going to like that. My dog is getting into the pepper plants, and those are hot Thai chili plants. He's going to be unhappy if he eats one of those. All right, can I come to Jackson, Mississippi and sell me a doe that can breed, and what will be the price? Well, I don't think I can make it. Oh, hey, New York Tigress is in here. I don't think I can make it to Jackson, Mississippi, and it's probably not worth it, honestly. You could find people around that area that can buy rabbits from you. I only have the 3 rabbits right now, so I don't have any extra does anyway. If I were to sell one, a breeding age doe usually goes for about $10, $15 maybe if you get good breeding stock. But you should be able to find somewhere around there locally that has rabbits that are more acclimated to your area and would be a better buy for you anyway. So that's the way I would point you. Look on Craigslist. Look for rabbit breeders. Just do a Google search for rabbit breeders in Jackson, Mississippi, and you'll probably find something. All right, CBBT says, just saw your series on incubating eggs. Very informative and very helpful. Thanks. Well, hey, thank you so much. Glad you liked that video. Glad you found that helpful. Hopefully it leads to some more successful hatches. And I Love Game was just joking. It was a redneck joke. Okay. Well, it is. I guess it does fit the redneck sitting on the porch with a cigarette and a beer hunting. But no, that's I'm just slightly redneck, not completely rednecked. All right. Valerie says, Chris, get a GoPro and set it next to you when you hunt turkey. And also, I killed a rabbit for meat. It tasted good. It was tasty. Well, good. You killed it for meat, so that's great. I do have a GoPro, but that battery only lasts about 2 hours. So you can't just leave it running all the time. That's the hard part, is getting the camera turned on when it's time to get the action. That's tricky for sure. All right, Gaia says, my Caternix breeder sets from my shire arrived safely. Good. Introduced them to my existing flock overnight like you suggested, and no major fights so far. Fantastic. Don't be surprised if there are some fights that break out in there, but give it some time and they'll get over that for sure. This is Connor O'Leary saying, oh, you're in Thailand. 8:20 a.m. in Thailand. Wow, it's early there. Well, thanks for joining. When do you breed your rabbit? This is Maddox asking when I breed my rabbits. Well, right now, wintertime. Usually in the fall, whenever the temperatures drop and they're consistently below 80 degrees, I start my breeding program back up. And I do it all the way through probably July, whenever the temperatures start getting back up above 80 degrees on a consistent basis. Then I give the rabbits a break for a couple of months and pick it back up again the next fall. This is Ham's Flights Kit Box. I'm just going to call you Ham. John C., Nashville, Tennessee. What's up, Chris? Well, I'll try to remember your name is John, but thanks for joining, and glad you're here. Okay, Francine, I live in Rhode Island, and it's already pretty cold. We want to put our 8 Texas A&M quails outside, but how cold hardy are they? Good question. I've not had any problems with the cold. I've got 3-week-old grow-outs. Actually, they're almost 4 weeks now, but the 3-week-old grow-outs out in the pen out there, and it's consistently in the mid to low 30s. Since I put them out there, and they're doing just fine. No problems whatsoever. At night, mid to low 30s. The days are getting up in the 40s and 50s, but like last night it was 33 degrees. We had a hard frost. Quail doing just fine, no problems whatsoever. As long as they have a windbreak and then get out of the wind, they're going to be fine. You shouldn't have to worry about it too much. All right, Gaia says, I was surprised to find a couple of eggs in the shipping box, so the hens are just reaching maturity. They included a free pair of egg scissors, too. Never hurts to have a spare one of those. No kidding. I have like 2 or 3 pairs of those. Those are a must-have. If you guys don't have quail egg scissors and you have quail, get them. So much easier. Valerie has to go. Well, hey, you have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. Connor O'Leary, your first delivery of 50 birds maturing, now half male. I don't have space to freeze birds. Can I keep a pen of males, no females, so I can butcher as needed? Or will they still fight? No, they should be fine to keep together in a pen by themselves. They're going to be noisy. They're going to crow like crazy. But yeah, you should be able to keep them by themselves. I Love Games says, do you think you will ever stop YouTube? I don't know that I'll ever stop YouTube. I've been trying to figure out, I pretty much addressed just about every topic I can think of, so I'm going to have to probably start repeating a few topics. But that's okay too, because I realize that YouTube doesn't necessarily structure videos where they're a way that's really easy to find, so my new subscribers sometimes don't always find my older videos, and so just reshooting them. Plus, I'd like to think I've gotten a little bit better at shooting videos since my first videos. If you guys want to see some of my first videos, go back and look at the old videos. They're pretty rough, even for me to watch. So maybe I'll go back and start reshooting those things. I don't plan on ever stopping YouTube as long as I got content I can share, as long as my viewers are enjoying it, as long as you guys keep coming back for more. I'm going to try my best to keep producing videos for you guys. Now, I will tell you, next week, I should have videos out Monday, Tuesday. The week after, I may miss a week on videos. I missed a rabbit video this last week. It's just, I got so much going on right now with work, with deer season, with the travel, with Thanksgiving coming up and all that, that I may miss a video or two here or there, but don't fret. I'm going to be back, and I'll get videos uploaded as quickly as I can. All right, what do we got here? Is it safe to keep 2 males together? My 2 boys are brothers. Karen Hall, I'm not sure. Are you talking about rabbits or quail? Either way, it should be okay to keep them together. I really like to keep my rabbits in separate cages, though. They're not, I mean, there are colony rabbits. They keep them in colonies and things like that, but in my opinion, you don't see rabbits in the wild living in groups. They live solitary lifestyles, and I think they're happier when you kind of keep them a little bit separate. But no, there's no problem with it either way. You should be able to keep them together without any problems. Is a Netherland dwarf rabbit a good breed of rabbit to breed? Well, it depends on what you're looking for, Maddox. If you're looking for meat, probably not. You want to stay away from dwarf rabbits for meat. You really want to get something like a... What is my dog doing? Hang on a second, guys. I got to holler at the dog again. Max! Hey, get off there. Max! Leave it. My dog has suddenly decided to be very destructive, and he's tearing things up. Leave it. Leave it. All right, sorry about that. No, dwarf rabbit's not good. You want to go with New Zealand whites. You want to go with Californias. You want to go with something that's a proven meat rabbit if you're looking for meat. If you just want Netherland dwarf rabbits, then heck yeah, it's a great meat. It's a great rabbit to breed. What's an egg scissors? Oh, Michelle, egg scissors are kind of like a cigar cutter. They're just little scissors. They're made specifically for cutting the tops off of quail eggs. Make it so much easier to get into them. So instead of having to crack that or like use a knife and cut the top of the egg off, you just use these scissors. And again, they work like a cigar cutter. They just snip the top of the egg off and then you just dump the egg out. Great. Look them up on Amazon. You'll find them, no problem. They're like $5 maybe. They're cheap. All right, the average fisherman says, what's a good price to sell week-old quail for? I have sold 30 at $2 each. That's a pretty good price. Usually week-old quail go for about $1 to $2 a piece. $2 is kind of the high end. Around here, they generally go for about $1 for every week they are old. So if they're 3 weeks old, $3. 4 weeks old, $4. 5 weeks old, $5. And that's about where they top off. Anything $5 to $6 is about the max you'll ever pay for quail. Around here anyway. Your market may be different, but all right, Karen Hall says, oh, my question was about my bunnies. You're talking about keeping the two males together. Okay, yes, you can keep two males together. I Love Games says, what camera do you use and why does your audio and video sometimes go out of sync? You know, I've had some problems with that. I don't know the exact reason. I use a cheap digital voice recorder, and the voice recorder works pretty well. It's just syncing the stuff up that sometimes is a problem. The camera I use is a Canon Digital Rebel. It's a DSLR camera that shoots video, and I have to manually sync up the audio and the video. Usually get them right, but sometimes when I upload to YouTube, it throws the sync off for some reason. I cannot figure that out. But I use cheap software because, you know, I'm not independently wealthy, so can't afford the expensive software right now to get all that stuff taken care of, or expensive equipment. So I just do with what I have. All right, what else we got here? Can quail live through winter in an uninsulated shed? My quail stay in the hutches out there. You've seen my hutches probably if you've seen my videos. That's where they live all winter long, and we get pretty consistent down below 20 degrees on a regular basis, and they do just fine. So, Max, come here. Come. Sorry, guys, my dog is being destructive. Down. Down. Good. Okay. Keep the dog under control. Sorry. All right, what else we got? Ripstream. I don't know what Ripstream is. Is that software? I may try it out if it is and it works well. All right, what else we got? Outdoor Trapper says, when you deer hunt, do you use a tree stand or a ground blind? I use both, and it just kind of depends. A lot of times what I do is I hunt my tree stand in the morning, and then I set up a ground blind in the evening, and I hunt from the ground blind in the evening, or vice versa. It just kind of depends on what's going on. If it's raining, I like to hunt from the ground blind. There are a lot of benefits to hunting from a ground blind. You can move around a whole lot. You don't have to be nearly as still. But at the same time, you kind of have a little bit more limited visibility. So it's, I don't know. There's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I like things about both of them. Just tried to breed my rabbits, but all they did was fight. What should I do to avoid that? Did you take your male to your female? That's generally what's happening whenever you're trying to breed and they start fighting. Don't ever do that. Always take the female to the male's cage. If they're still fighting a little bit grumpy, remove them. Try again later that night. If they're still doing it, remove them. Try again the next day. If they're still doing it, remove them. Usually about 4 or 5 times of that, and they'll get to it. they'll quit the fighting and they'll take care of business. All right, LLJ says, I built a platform using 2x4s and 14 gauge wire. I missed that comment. It's gone already. All right, Maddox wants me to put the dog on. Well, if he comes back up here, I might pick him up here and put him on camera. Chris, real quick questions from Sean. What is it called when quails have a weird neck problem? Called like wry neck? Is that what you're thinking? Sometimes that's more common in rabbits, but sometimes quail can get something very, very similar to that. All right, need to do a video on my dog. Well, I might do that someday. Let's see what the average fisherman says. You said earlier that you do not name rabbits. I just want to know why you don't. I name all my breeders, but not the babies. Yeah, I don't really, I don't name my rabbits. There's no reason why I don't. I'm not that creative, I guess. And they're not pets, so I don't really, I just don't name them. There's, again, no real reason why I don't. I just don't bother doing it. All right, if my DSLR has a 3.5 audio input port on it, I'd recommend getting a mid-range shoe mount mic. I use audio, okay, when shooting at conventions, highly recommended. Yeah, I might do that. I do have a, it does have a mic on it, but I really find that it picks up a lot of wind noise and all those kinds of things. I like having the separate microphone for it, but who knows, I may change that up. All right, I Love Games says, I have 6 chicks and 6 hens, but the chicks have feathers and can fight, but when I put them with the hens, they can't defend for themselves, and if don't stop them, the hens will kill them. I'm sorry to hear that. If you wait till your chicks, I don't know how old your chicks are, but usually what I find is if I put my chicks when they're about 5 weeks old in with the regular birds, then they seem to work really, really well that way. I'm getting bad connection again tonight for some reason. I'm sorry about the lagging, guys. I'm really trying to keep it going. We'll give it here for a second. All right, are we back up? Everybody says the stream died. Let me try something. All right, are you guys with me still? I'm not sure. Let me go see if I can adjust the internet just a second. See if that fixes things. I don't know. All right, let's see if we're back now. Flagging way behind, guys. I'm sorry about that. So what I'm saying is coming way behind when I'm actually saying it. Having a hard time keeping up tonight because the connection's pretty bad. But hopefully we got it fixed now. I'll keep trying to keep going. We'll see how it goes. Okay, where are we at here? Is there something on my hat? Look at that, a bug. Interesting. Okay, vitamins in the water for fixing the neck problem. Yeah, that's probably your best bet, is to put some vitamins in the water. First time commenting. Been watching your videos for years. Finally got some quails of my own. Your videos are very informative. I don't think I would have gotten quail without your helpful videos. Well, Jonathan, I'm so glad that you found the videos helpful. Thank you for watching them, and keep contact with us. Join these live broadcasts. Let us know how your quail are doing. Yeah, I see the moth on my head. Well, I think he's flown away now. Kind of surprised he's out. It's kind of chilly out tonight. All right. What type of vitamins? Sean, you're probably, well, I'm going to let New York Tigress answer that question, probably what kind of vitamins you put in there. But your best bet, I would say, would be go to like a farm supply store and ask them for water-soluble vitamins for poultry. They're going to give you something, and you're going to be just fine with that. So that would probably work. All right, where we got here? All good here. What's a good YouTuber to breed rabbit? Well, Maddox, you're looking for a good YouTuber that breed rabbit. Well, I breed rabbit. I don't know. I'm not sure what you're asking about there. If you're looking for other YouTube people that breed rabbits, just do a search. You'll find them. Let's see. There's a couple of them. The Peebles Rabbit Colony, I want to say. Peebles. I think it's Peebles. They do a little bit different type of setup than I do, but hey, it works for them. So I think they do a pretty good job. I'm not really sure where else to recommend. And you processed, this is Toasted Rabbit says, we processed 2 quail for a Thanksgiving treat using your processing method. Well, good. I'm glad that worked out well for you. Who's leaving? Outdoor Trapper's leaving. Have a good night, Outdoor Trapper. And I Love Game says, one of my rabbits had a cold and I gave it some mashed banana with lemon and honey for an antibiotic. Would that work? That's not really an antibiotic, but honey does have some properties in it that could help with that a little bit. If your rabbit has a cold, you need to isolate it from the rest of your rabbits. Get it away from them. It sounds more like snuffles. That's a pretty common disease in rabbits that can be very, very serious, and you don't want that to spread through your rabbit colony. Hopefully it's not a serious issue. Hopefully it's something that's just a cold, like you said, and it goes away pretty quick. But just in case, again, isolate it from the rest of your rabbits. You don't want that spreading. And Sean, you're welcome. Hopefully that works out well for you. All right. Hopefully the stream's really bad again tonight. Hopefully it's cleared up now. I don't know what's going on with my internet. It will be fine for just a few minutes, and then it will say very bad connection and really mess up again. Joe, you got more than plenty of rabbits in central Oklahoma. Well, that's a little ways from me, but if I need rabbits, I'll know who to look for, I guess. I don't know what he's doing. He's wound up. Max. Come on. Yeah, there he is. You want to be on camera? Everybody wants to see you. Here, come here. I don't know if I can pick him up. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, come here. Good grief, he's heavy now. Here he is. There's Max. Say hi. Look at the camera. There's Max. He's getting big. Okay, don't lick my face. All right, what else we got? Okay, that's enough. There you go. Go play. All right. Okay, what if your rabbit have diarrhea? Yeah, that's a, this is Maddox asking that. What if your rabbit has diarrhea? That's a bad sign. What I would do is put it on an all-hay diet, take pellets away from it, make sure it has plenty of water, watch it closely. Hopefully it's going to recover. But diarrhea in a rabbit can be debilitating, and it can kill them pretty quickly. So good luck with that. I hope that works out well. I missed that comment. Something about Coturnix for meat and a hutch with bob whites for releasing and bird dog training and hunting. Do you think it makes sense, or do you need something better? I'm not sure what you were asking me. If you want to keep them together, bob white and Coturnix, I think I would keep them separate. But if you want to keep them together, I guess that would work. I'm sorry, your comment went by too quick and I couldn't get it answered. All right, this is Cinderburn says, I tried to breed my rabbits, but all they do is fight. What do I do to avoid this? I think we already kind of talked about that. Just keep trying to reintroduce them to each other. Do it like morning. If they're fighting, take the female out. Make sure you're always bringing the female to the male, never the male to the female. And then, where was I at with that? Okay, and try it again in the evening. If they're still fighting, take it out. Try it again in the next morning. If they're still fighting, take it out. And usually about 4 or 5 times, they'll get over that and it'll work pretty well. Tigress, yeah, he is growing pretty fast. If you guys saw him a couple of months ago, he was 20 pounds. Now he's like 45 pounds. He's kind of slowed down a little bit. He's hit about 6 months old, so he's I think he's kind of stopped growing real fast. All right, what else we got here? Jonathan says, I got 11 quails for $25 on Craigslist, less than $3 each, full grown. Had to drive 50 miles to pick them up, but I finally got some, so it was worth the drive. Well, that's fantastic. That's a good price on them. And driving 50 miles, that's not that far. It's not that big of a deal. So glad you finally got set up with some quail, and hope they do well for you. Emanuela says he's beautiful. I think you're talking about my dog. He's beautiful. Yeah, he's a pretty good dog, too. Smart as can be, and his obedience training is just going fantastic. I'll have to show him off sometime to you guys. And yeah, Doug Ellen is saying, yeah, give your rabbit hay if it has diarrhea. You know, you can also give it child's diarrhea drops, like kaopectate kind of stuff. You can also give it that as well, but just keep an eye on it. Hopefully it recovers quickly. Maddox says, one of my does are due for babies on Thanksgiving. Well, that might have been bad planning when it came to breeding, but hey, congratulations. Hope it works out well. Yeah, I'm having problems with the stream, guys. I'm doing my best to stay connected here. We got about 20 minutes before I'm going to have to get off here anyway. I got to do something about my internet connection apparently and fix that. I don't know why it's getting such a bad connection. It's always worked out here before. In the last 2 weeks, I've had connection issues. Don't know why. Okay, so you're saying, okay, this is Emanuela saying again, your husband wanted to create 2 hutches. One Coturnix for meat and one for Bob Whites for releasing some, since Bob Whites is more flighty than Coturnix. Yeah, I think that's probably a good plan. Tigress says, may you and yours have a wonderful Turkey Day next week. Well, that's actually the week after, but thank you. And thank you very much. I hope you have a great week next week too, Tigress. Always good to see you. Always good to get a chance to interact with you because I can't respond to your comments on my videos for some reason. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. I Love Games says, I don't know if it's a factor, but I put some diatomaceous earth after they started sneezing. If it is, how can I fix it? It sounds like wheezing. I'll send you an audio clip when I get time to record it. Diatomaceous earth is really not, in my opinion, it's not good to use. And if you guys don't know what that is, diatomaceous earth is like ground up bones of like microscopic creatures that lived, you know, hundreds, thousands of years ago, however long ago. And it's used for controlling parasites, bugs, those kinds of things. And it works great for that, but the problem is that it can cause respiratory issues. So it's really not good, in my opinion, to use around your animals. And if you are going to use it in small amounts, make sure it's food grade. It could be something that's causing the problems. Hopefully it's not. And what you do to alleviate that is get rid of the diatomaceous earth. Just clear it all out. All right, the average fisherman says, hey, Chris, what can you do for the runts of a litter to help them survive? I have 2 runts from the same doe die. They were both much smaller than the other 3. I tried bottle feeding and fostering. That's tough. You know, hang on, I think my stream is dead again. We'll have to wait and see if it comes back, and I'll answer that question. All right, I think we're back online now. So, again, you know, handling that with runts, it is very tough. Usually, and this sounds terrible, but I kind of let nature take its course. Trying to bottle feed rabbits or even forcing them to, you know, holding the mother and forcing them to nurse is just incredibly difficult to do, and it doesn't usually work out anyway. It just causes extra stress on everything. I just kind of let nature take its course and figure if they're not going to survive, they're just not going to survive. If you have that problem consistently, then I would look at getting a new breeder. It's probably genetics of the mother that is causing that, and that's what I would change. All right, where can you get a dog? I've looked everywhere yet still can't find one. I want it to be a puppy so I can raise it. Well, check your local humane society. That's where we got this dog, and he's a great dog so far. one of the best I've ever had, and that's probably the best place. You know, the one good thing about it being cold out is you don't need a any kind of cup to keep your soda cold. It just stays cold on its own. And I Love Game says you're about to lose your mind. I'm not sure why, but hopefully you don't. I'm going to have to cut this one short, guys. We are having horrible connection problems.